Go out and do things out of the kindness of your heart. You're going to find out that you are going to have so many people stabbing your ass in the back because that's what these scumbags in this stupid, ungrateful country do now, for Christ's sake. Nobody does anything out of the goodness of their heart. It's a shame. I think it's disgraceful, but that's not anybody else's fault but the general psyche of the mass populace. All right? So anyway, I didn't mean to get off on that tirade. Let me go ahead and get through the damn commodities here. They don't want to get through the calls, and got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about on the agenda, for Christ's sake. So let me get through these things, all right? Now, fortunately enough, when you saw increases in the equities markets today, it did fall in line with what traditional investors would be used to seeing, and that was a decrease in commodities. And that's what we got. That's what we got today. Anybody check out commodities, for Christ's sake? I mean, everything from oil to gold. Oh, Jesus Christ! I don't even want to talk about gold, for Christ's sake. All right. I don't even want to talk about gold. But let's just get through the markets here. We've got Brent crude oil down $1.01, a percentage decrease of 0.90%, closing out today at $111.47 per barrel of Brent crude oil. All right. We've also got gasoline futures down $6.50, which you would think that it would be a little bit more on the negative side, given the fact that we're seeing these decreases in the energy sector, but, you know, whatever. Heating oil futures also saw a gradual decrease. It was down $2.63 today. That's a percentage decrease of 0.89%. Natural gas futures saw a decent decrease, you know, I mean, pretty decent decreases there on the negative, minus 6 cents, a percentage decrease of 1.37%. A lot of volatility in this particular sector. Anybody who happens to trade these particular futures, man, I mean, you got to give me a call. Let me know what's going on out there, for Christ's sake. I mean, Jesus Christ, you idiots. You're like walking around with your chickens without your damn heads. I mean, it's just ridiculous, for Christ's sake. All right? I mean, has anybody ever seen a damn chart on natural gas futures? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, the volatility in that market is unbelievable, and it's all because people are like, oh, well, they're going to actually have government subsidies to promote the infrastructure for natural gas. They actually believe that at some point in time that the government can be bamboozled into passing some kind of goddamn initiative, I kid you not, passing some kind of goddamn initiative so that the government can fund the infrastructure of providing natural gas as an alternative energy source, just like they did with freaking corn ethanol, all right? Stupid, it's ridiculous, that's why you're seeing it. Anyway, let me get through, we got WTI sweet crude, which is the energy price that everybody should be focused on. It has gone down. I thought it would go down a little bit more than it has thus far, but a modest decrease, 65 cents on the negative, a percentage decrease of 0.68%, closing out today at $94.77 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. All right, agriculture. Canola futures are down $16.10. That's a percentage decrease of 2.83%. Cocoa is up very modestly. They're up $4. That's a percentage increase of 0.13%. Coffee saw some decreases today. It's down $1.95. Corn is down. Yes, I'm glad. All right, I'm glad to see corn down because we don't want to see this crap anymore. For Christ's sake, I'm sick of it. All right, I'm from Texas. All right, I'm from Texas. I'm used to corn at 9 corns, 10 corns for $1. All right. I mean, I've seen the price get so ridiculous that they're actually charging. I mean, Jesus Christ, they're actually charging $1 for 1 ear of corn, for Christ's sake. 1 ear of corn for $1, for Christ's sake. I'm from Texas, all right? We're not used to that kind of crap, but once again, not to reiterate, not to keep beating a dead horse, beating a goddamn dead horse here, but the reason that we see increases in corn is because of this ridiculous government-subsidized idea into burning food and to put into our gas guzzlers. I kid you not. This corn ethanol idea, this idea that our tax dollars is being used right now to utilize the corn crops that we produce in America to refine it into ethanol so that we can put in these ethanol-based vehicles, supposedly because it was initiated by all these green people, all these idiots that are like, oh, my God, global warming, we got to have an alternative energy source. We got to do something. And they actually convinced enough of these jagoffs in Washington, D.C., to pass this initiative to give government subsidies, which is nothing more than our tax dollars, to some kind of idea to not only help build the infrastructure, or a small infrastructure, which is gasoline pumps that actually pump this corn ethanol crap, but actually farm growers to grow this crap specifically to burn for fuel. Anyway, we've actually got, believe it or not, corn ethanol gas pumps here in Texas. I kid you not. If you go in Texas, you ever travel out here, believe it or not, you more than likely be able to find some kind of gas station that has one specific pump for corn ethanol, okay? Now, get this. Corn ethanol actually burns dirtier than the petroleum. I mean, this is the biggest goof of all time, for Christ's sake. I mean, not only did it defeat the whole green purpose because it burns dirtier than petroleum, but it also is contributing to the tremendous increases in corn prices. Do you understand? This is why we're seeing these types of corn prices. And those corn prices relate to everything. I mean, just look at the ingredients of anything you consume. It's got high fructose corn syrup. Well, where do you think high fructose corn syrup comes from, ass clowns? It comes from corn. Oh, yeah. So when you see an increase in corn, you're going to see an increase relayed into the factor of those products. I mean, like I said, when I started seeing these increases in corn, I felt bad for these Mexicans out there in Mexico. I mean, how the hell are they going to pay for their tortillas, for Christ's sake? How the hell are they going to pay for their tortillas? I mean, it's a tragedy, all because us pompous, liberal, asshole American jerk dicks want to sit here and claim that we know better for what the earth needs or whatever the case might be, and they initiated this ridiculous, stupid corn ethanol idea, which is nothing more than an utter failure. And not only is it an utter failure because it burns dirtier than petroleum, but God damn it, I mean, it's driving the cost of food up, you idiots. You're hurting Americans by driving the cost of food up because we're burning food. That's what we're doing here, folks. We're burning food. Sorry, I know I say this all the time, folks, but Jesus Christ, it bears repeating. Jesus Christ. Anyway, cotton is down 78 cents. We've got wheat futures down $2 today. We've got sugar up 91 cents today, man. Continued bull run on sugar. I guess everybody, like I said, they're feeling the heat all across the country. You got a big heat wave going on. Everybody's running those goddamn ice cream sandwiches. I know that I've been seeing a lot of Klondike commercials. I don't know about you folks that have been watching the television. I've been seeing all those little corny-ass Klondike commercials, and there's good reason for it. There's obviously big-time demand for these types of cooling, slurpy, popsicle type of treats. I kid you not, folks. This is how you make plays. This is how you invest. This is how you speculate. If you know things like this may potentially happen, well, then invest beforehand and you'll make some serious goddamn money. All right? No BS. Let me tell you something. Sugar right now is up 91 cents, a percentage increase on the day. Get this, 3.45% increase on the day. I mean, that's serious money. I mean, 3.5% increase on the day. You can't get 3.5% interest in a money market account. You can't get 3.5% interest in a goddamn savings account. Do you catch my drift? This is why you as a capitalist need to realize that, hey, just because I make money doesn't mean I should just spend it like a stupid, incompetent jerk dick that wants to pay about $1,000 for Dolce & Gabbana glasses because some stupid celebrity jerk ass is on the TV showing it off like it's something to do, like it's in vogue, like we got to do it or something. It's ridiculous. All right, when you make money, you better make sure that you capture all the money you can, however you make it. Doesn't matter how you make it, and make sure that you take that money and make sure it works for you. And the only way you're going to be able to make it work for you is if you take your liquid capital. Liquid, for all you folks that don't understand the goddamn language of economics, liquid is the paper money that you make. Liquid is your paycheck, all right? When you deposit it in your savings, that's liquid, all right? The problem with having liquid assets at this point in time are governments, which doesn't matter where you live, America, Europe, doesn't matter where you're at, they continue to just print money because they continue to spend it on these ridiculous social entitlement programs that have done nothing but to stagnate human progress. It has made masses of people just completely joyous and utopian in their own mediocrity. I mean, we have just completely just halted society by providing all these ridiculous entitlement programs, and it makes me sick, all right? But if the longer that you hold liquid assets, let's say in a savings account, now I know a savings account does give you whatever, what is it? Maybe if you're lucky, 1%. I know it's not even that. I know it's a decimal of 1%, but if you're lucky, you know, some of these banks are actually offering 1% or maybe over 1% interest. Well, you're losing money because each time you hear these governments bail out this, bail out that, you know, just printing money out of nowhere, that is depleting the value of the liquid assets you have in your bank account. The amount of money that you're making in interest isn't even making a dent on the amount of inflation that's going on with your money just sitting there in a goddamn savings account. You understand? This is why you need to learn how to be a capitalist, son. This is why people just sit there with their Peter Poppers in their hand, not know what the hell to do. All right? I mean, I'm giving you advice that no one will give you, and that's why, if you're just going to sit here and, flap your fat Cheeto-stained fingers on the keyboard and talk all kinds of malarkey and just kind of go through life thinking that big brother government is going to continue to shit out money and give it to you at the first of the month with no type of recourse, well, you got another thing coming, son. I mean, seriously, you got another thing coming. But if you want to be a capitalist, if you want to be in control of your own destiny, you have to show society that you are competent enough to be able to be in charge of your own destiny. You have to show that you have the integrity to be able to not only sustain your own life, but, capitalists that actually have impacts in society have lots of lives dependent upon them. Individuals that are out here employing those in the private sector, whether it's small business, big business, these people are votes in society. Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, this is what capitalists and capitalism is all about. Now, I know there's an element of greed that these leftists love to tout, but you see, the problem with their remedy to the so-called greed factor, is totalitarian bureaucracy. And anybody knows that any time you have any kind of totalitarian or authoritarian bureaucracy, it doesn't work. All right? It doesn't freaking work. I mean, have you ever gone to anything that is government funded? It sucks, all right? Out here in America, we have to go, every, whatever it is, 8 years, 7 years, whatever the hell it is, to go renew our license, to renew our driver's license, all right? And it's done through the state. And everybody in America, it's notorious. They even mock it in movies in Hollywood. that, hey, we got to go to the DMV, and it's a horrible experience. The people that are working there are jerks. They got